It's time to break down the tape with our good buddy Eric Wood on another edition of Chopping Wood. The Bills won a nail biter against the Ravens at home. It came down to the wire, but what was the difference?
Well, for the second week in a row, the Bills came out intent on establishing the run, and they did a great job of that in the first half. I love the way they finished in the red zone in the first half. And then the big story of the game was the Bills' defense and the takeaways. 3 takeaways by the Bills defense, and you have to love Terrell Bernard making a huge play in the fourth quarter with a forced fumble and recovery. This is a huge win, and now the Bills are on to the AFC Championship.
Well, let's start with Taylor Rapp's early interception in the first quarter. What did you see on this play?
The Bills brought Matt Milano, and he blitzes the back here, and he's able to get a swim move on Derrick Henry and cause some pressure on Lamar, enough that he can't necessarily step into this throw, and he's got to make a quick read. He tries to hit a corner route on the outside and simply just sails this one. After the game, Lamar was pretty critical of himself about this throw, but Rapp does a nice job just playing center field, reading the eyes of the quarterback, breaking on the ball, and coming up with the pick.
On the next Ravens possession, Damar Hamlin wound up in space with Lamar, and he forced a fumble that Von Miller returned into Ravens territory. Take me through this one.
Yeah, so here, Lamar's going to bobble the snap, and he said after the game this was an RPO play, so he didn't want to just dump it down because the offensive linemen were going to be down the field, so he tried to make a play, and Damar Hamlin comes off the edge and is able to corral Lamar Jackson in the pocket. Not easy to do when you have Lamar in that much space that we see on the screen. And then the ball pops loose, and Von Miller shows off some of his old running back days with a nice scoop and run. But in snowy conditions, that's not easy to do there, to be able to scoop that ball like that, and he makes the Ravens pay.
And then in the fourth quarter, the Ravens were driving with a chance to take the lead, and Terrell Bernard changed the game. What did you see from TV on this play?
The Bills are going to bring 5 again, and this is good protection up front. Lamar Jackson's able to find Mark Andrews in the middle of the field. He sits in the open zone, and as he tries to cut back, Terrell Bernard is just a playmaker. A peanut punch, and he punches that ball out across the body of Mark Andrews and comes up with the fumble recovery.
Then let's flip over to the offensive side of the ball. Ray Davis got the scoring started with this one on a 1-yard run. Break this one down.
The Bills are going to be in 11 personnel, and they love the way they can block with their receivers, so they're confident in being able, even near the goal line, to be in 11 personnel. And so here you have a nice down block by Dawson Knox as the edge pressure comes. Khalil Shakir gets in there. He gets his defender out of there, and that's Kyle Hamilton coming off the edge. Nice blocks at the point of attack by Osiris Torrance, and Spencer Brown gets to the second level. Ray Davis, some nice vision to be able to squirt through a pretty small seam here down in the tight red zone for the score.
And then Josh got his second rushing TD just before the half. What did you see here?
So this is a unique formation. They got Shakir in the backfield in a fullback stance, essentially, a 3-point stance, and it's potentially an RPO where Josh can throw it out to Shakir. That, or that's just eye candy, window dressing, whatever you want to call it, to try and draw some eyes of the defender. In this play, it looks like a read option, but Josh doesn't hardly look at all, and it's not much of a mesh point with Ty Johnson. So likely a design quarterback run. David Edwards is going to pull from the left guard spot, get the kick out block. Nice blocks at the point of attack by Osiris Torrance and Spencer Brown again, and then Josh shows off why he's such a deadly weapon down in the red zone. Drags defenders for about 3 yards, one of which is Jones, who's about 340 pounds.
Great stuff as always. Thanks for this, Eric. We'll catch up with you next time.
Sounds great, Steve.